How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip. Today I'm going to be diving into the world of rugby once again. I only did really one video of big hits of rugby, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, I think a lot of people primarily go for the big hits of either American football, rugby, hockey, dirty plays of football, soccer, whatever. You know, they go for like the darker side of each and every sport, just because I don't want to say that it's like the sadistic side of everyone. It's like we just want people to get hurt, or we want to see the injuries, or we want to see people get knocked on their ass, you know, because there's some big hockey plays, and I'm just like, in the moment, I'm just like, yo, get that dude off the ice. He cannot be hitting people like that, you know. But it's as a neutral, it's just like, damn, that was huge. I don't know. I was given a video today, literally like a little while ago, from David, 23, David. And there was a couple videos that I saw, and there was one that was about 11 minutes long, and I was going to do that one. But he sent me this one literally as I was about to react to a different one. So if this is the one he recommends, I'm going to be down to react to it. It's also, again, it's not 11 minutes long, which I'm fine with. I think if it's 11 minutes long, it will definitely help explain a lot of it. But if this is the one that he suggested that is going to help me understand rugby a little bit better, then I'm fine with learning about it in less than 4 minutes. I'm fine with that. Gives me more time to find a team to root for. I was also kind of doing a little bit of homework as well, trying to find a local team. And so there's San Francisco, there's Google Rugby. I don't know where that's located at. There's San Jose Seahawks, Santa Rosa. Like, I'm looking at the standings of Pacific North Men's Division 2. And honestly, I don't. I'm guessing San Jose because I go for San Jose Sharks and Earthquakes, the hockey and soccer team. But like, anyways, I'm kind of just making this longer than it needs to be. So I'm excited to learn about the rules of rugby. I don't know why I was about to say hockey. And I will say that I'm going to be looking for jerseys as well. I'm sorry. The thing is, when I get invested in a team, I get invested. Like, I have so many soccer jerseys back there of the San Jose team. Like, I bought a San Jose Clash one. I think I wore that in a video, recently. I'm just smacking my desk. I'm excited. But I bought, like, so that was back in the 90s. I've looked for soccer jerseys from the 70s. Like I say, I get invested. Truly invested. Even with Aston Villa, who's the English team that I support, and they finally got a win this last weekend. Great. And I think they have another game coming up tomorrow. I think that's the Carabao Cup. I went and I got like an old jersey. Like, I find jerseys that I like, and then I buy them. I even bought a Ukrainian jersey because I thought it looked great. It looked basically like a Real Madrid. Anyways, I'm rambling on. We're here to watch rugby rules, not talk about how invested I get in my sports teams. I even buy scarves. See, look, that's U.S. scarf. I mean, granted, that could just be like rugby scarf as well. But I don't know if rugby has scarves or whatnot like soccer does. Point is, I'm just getting off topic. So let's learn the rules of rugby union. I don't know if there's a difference between rugby union and regular rugby, or if that's just how it's actually supposed to be called. But yeah, I guess we'll find out.
The rules of rugby union. The object of the game is for your team to score more points than the opposing team.
As every sport.
With two teams of 15, playing on a field that's 100 meters long between the goal lines. In rugby union, you may run forwards with the ball, and you may kick the ball forwards. But what's interesting about rugby union is that you can only pass the ball backwards or sideways. You cannot pass the ball forwards, and doing so will result in your opponent being awarded possession.
Okay, I think I've noticed that.
Points, and there are several ways to do this. Number one, a try. You can run with the ball into your opponent's in-goal area and place the ball down onto the ground. This is a try and is worth 5 points. Unlike
Okay.
American football, the player must press the ball on the ground with downward pressure.
Yeah,
Downward pressure equals no try.
I've noticed that.
Number 2, a conversion. After scoring a try, you are awarded a conversion kick to add more points.
Oh, it's like a
The
field
kick
goal.
is made from a spot 20 meters from the goal line and perpendicular to the spot where the try was scored. Kicking the ball between the posts and over the crossbar scores 2 points.
Okay.
Number 3, a penalty. If your opponent commits a foul, you may choose to kick the ball from the ground between the goalposts. This scores 3 points. Number 4, a drop goal. You can also kick the ball between the posts at any time during open play. To do this, you must drop the ball onto the ground first before kicking it. This also scores.
That dude
2
wasn't even
points.
looking.
To stop you from scoring, your opponents will try and stop you by tackling. Your opponent can grab you below the shoulders and pull you to the floor or stop you moving forwards. In rugby union, once a player is tackled, the ball carrier must let go of the ball. This usually results in players pushing each other away on the ground whilst the teammate tries to get possession of the ball. Players from either team can get possession at this point. This is known as a ruck and is an important part of the game. To the untrained eye, it looks like a bunch of men rolling around on the floor, but in reality, they're trying to push the opponents away so that they can get the ball. The maul is the other important.
I'm just gonna pause right there real quick. So that's one thing I did not know. I thought, okay, once you get tackled, like at least in American football, you always got to stop and you got to reset up everything again. That's actually interesting. I didn't know that they had to drop the ball once they got tackled, because normally that's considered a fumble in American football. So that's like, you don't want that to happen. Another video I should probably look into is an American football player playing rugby, because then there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be different, because that's like against their nature. But like, it's also interesting that you gotta drop it. Like, yeah, yeah, okay. Let's continue.
They're trying to push the opponents away so that they can get the ball. The maul is the other important part of the game.
I've seen that
This
before.
is essentially a ruck while standing up. Players will usually push opposing players backwards in order to gain better field position. Unlike in American football or rugby league, there are no set limits for possession. If a team can keep the ball for the entire game, they generally will. The game is played in 2 40-minute halves for a combined playing time of 80 minutes. The team with the highest score after 80 minutes wins. That's basically the gist of it, but there's a few other rules you'll need to understand before playing or going to a game. For example, knock-on. Any player deflecting the ball forwards with their arms or body is committing a knock-on. Remember, you're not allowed to pass the ball forwards, so you're not allowed to deflect it forwards either, unless it's a kick. Committing a knock-on will result in the other team being awarded a scrum. Scrum. This is a method of restarting play, usually after a forward pass or a knock-on. The forwards of both teams line up and push against one another whilst the ball is rolled between them. In general, any team can win possession of the ball at this point. In touch. This is rugby terminology for out of the playing area. The outer lines of the field are touch lines, and any ball leaving the field of play is said to be in touch. Line out. This is another method of restarting play, usually when the ball has left the field in touch. Players from each team will line up 1 meter apart whilst the ball is being thrown between them. Players are allowed to lift teammates up to try and gain possession of the ball. There are many other rules not discussed here, but as you watch or play rugby union, they will become very clear indeed. If you found this video at all helpful, please like, share and subscribe. It takes me ages to make one of these things, and good karma is very much appreciated. Be sure to follow me on Twitter also, but in the meantime, enjoy rugby union.
Okay. Short and quite quick. I mean, that's pretty much the same thing. So that's very interesting. I think that once I start getting more into the sport, watching it, then I'll understand it better. So one thing that I noticed that was really interesting is that during the scrum, you just like your own teammate. So I guess like the way I see this, the way I always saw the scrum is that it's kind of like in hockey when they have to do the face-off again, like in different parts of the hockey rink, where the ref always drops it in. But in this case, it was one of the players, and so whoever gets the scrum, or whichever team has the scrum, one of their own players kind of like rolls it into their own area so that they can pick it up later, which is interesting. I think I remember hearing something about offsides in rugby, and they didn't really cover it here, which is fine. I'll probably most likely learn about it later. But I think the biggest issue right now that I'm having with rugby is trying to find out where to watch it. I think that that's the main thing that I'm gonna have an issue with, is trying to find out where to watch it. Now I always try and go for like my local team. I think I was kind of talking about this a little bit earlier before the video, but I always try and go for my local team, which makes it a lot more difficult because, so like I said, I've looked at what there's San Francisco Golden Gate D2, there's the San Jose Seahawks, there's Sacramento Capitals, Google Rugby. I don't know where the hell Google Rugby is. Vacaville isn't too far. Like I'm looking for Bay Area teams because as you can see, like I have a San Jose flag right behind me, so. Because rugby's not such a big sport here in the U.S., or it doesn't feel like it is, then that just makes it a lot more difficult to watch. Because when I first got into hockey, I could literally just turn on the TV and there was a hockey game, you know, or I could find hockey very easily to watch here. You know, and same goes with soccer. If people want to try and get into soccer more here in the States, there's always a game on. You know, every weekend there's a game on. If it's not during the summer, if it's like during the winter, you could always find a different league on, whether it's Italy, France, Spain, Germany, England. You know, there's always, it seems like there's always games on, and that seems to be the problem here with rugby, is that I don't think I've ever seen it. Like I've been open-minded and I've been really trying to get more into other sports. Like I tried to get into water polo, can't find a way to watch it. Field hockey, the only time I'm able to watch it is during the Olympics, it seems like. Or maybe if there's like a college like rivalry going on, whether it's Stanford, UCLA, not UCLA, Stanford, what are the two? Berkeley and Stanford, I believe. Those are like the bigger ones around here that always, if they play, then that's like a bigger deal. So I will try to find out how to watch some. If there's any way you could, if there's any way to send me a way to watch more rugby, like I'm not even saying it has to be specifically just US, because I'm down to watch other. Oh wait, there was one that said US Rugby League or Major League Rugby. Yes. Teams. Oh my gosh, I get excited. Oh great, there's LA team, but there's no. Screw off. That always gets on my nerves because, like I said, I'm from Northern California, so when there's an LA team and there's not like a Bay Area team, I'm just like, are you kidding me? And I always have an issue because I don't want to get like super invested into one team. And who is Nola Gold? Where's that at? Sorry if I'm just randomly looking stuff up. What? Like I'm looking. Coming out Notre Dame College. Okay, so that's nowhere near me. Oh no, that's the guy. Oh, yeah. See, like I'm completely out of my league when it comes to trying to figure out rugby and where to watch. If there's like a good enough Australian team, I'm not saying it has to be the best Australian team or New Zealand team. I'm down to watch it. Let me know where's the best place to watch rugby, because that's gonna be my biggest issue, is trying to figure out where to watch. That being said, thank you guys so much for stopping by on my journey through rugby. I think the next thing I'm gonna look up is best rugby plays. I think that's gonna be a fun one to watch because, like I said, there's just so much into rugby that I just don't know. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to get into this sport and just enjoy it as much as everyone else does, because once I get invested in a sport, like I said, I go all out. I find old jerseys that I like. I find new jerseys I like. I pretend like I'm a super fan. I tend to go a bit overboard some of the time. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Subscribe for more content, whether it's hockey or just, I guess, sports in general, rugby, hockey, football, soccer, anything like that. Also, leave a like rating and let me help me out a lot. It'll let me know that you guys are also enjoying this quite a bit. And let me know in the comment section below where I can find more rugby to watch, whether it's live or recorded, or I guess on demand, I guess would be a better way to say it. Or anything else that you'd like me to react to. Any other sports, whether it's big hits, best plays, best skill moves, whatnot. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll give it a watch. And thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.